Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 30 of our All the Mod 7 Season 2 Let's Play series, where today we are summoning the highest tier of ore crusher in occultism, the Merid Crusher. Will we be successful? Is the demon going to suck our soul into the dark dimension? Who knows? Let's find out. Welcome back, my friends, to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata, where we have some work that we need to do. So first things first, I want to point out our spawner up there, our passive spawner. It's technically on the ocean biome. I thought we were on the beach biome, but it's on the it's in an ocean biome over there. So passive mobs do not spawn in the ocean. So that's why we're only getting drigmies up there. Honestly, not a big deal. We're getting enough pink slime and all that stuff, so I'm really not concerned about it. But just something to keep in mind if you are using our seed or anything and you're in the same area, maybe build over here instead of over here. That way you can get passive mobs spawning in. Outside of that, you may notice that we have a new sword. We have an unobtainium sword. I went ahead and just changed our sword. I did the whole, the blood infuser, the purifier, made the blook, stripped our enchant, got ourselves going there. And just swapped over to an unobtainium sword because it has like significantly more damage, 233 damage versus our all the modium sword, which is only, 59, which is still a ridiculous amount of damage. But this is like ridiculously ridiculous, right? So anyway, we got that going for us. And if we take a look inside of our refined storage system, which I actually need to reset. Also notice that we had no game sounds, so that's fixed. But yeah, look, we have a jam up going on here because refined storage is borked. We need to go ahead and let that cycle for a second. And now everything should be good to go. And then lastly, since it's a world reload, we just need to go in here. I just cycle the color and it fixes the connection and we're good to go. Yeah, anyway, so let's take a look at what we got, because you may notice that we have something new here. We have an unobtainium furnace sitting over here. I upgraded our furnace because if we take a look at our all the modium, we have like 486 unobtainium ingots. We have 364 vibranium, and we have a lot. Like I AFK'd for about 8 hours, just let it sit here and accrue all of this stuff for us, and this is where we ended up. So yeah, we have a lot of it. I'm not going to complain. I like it the way that it is, so we're going to stick with it, and we're gonna be good to go. And we have, we're doing swell overall. I would like one more compacting drawer, please. So that way I can put all this stuff into a compacting drawer. We need to get our configuration tool and our linking tool, and then our drawers themselves. We can go ahead and plop them. That is a block space, so it can't get plopped there, but it can get plopped here. We need to lock these, and then I'm going to put one of each in there. That way we get nuggets, blocks, and, all the things. And you know what? I messed that up. I need to actually make nuggets out of this. So we need to unlock this, pull that out, lock it again. We actually need to make one of these a nugget. We need to make one of these a nugget. And we need to make one of these a nugget. There we go. So now if I do nuggets, now we're going to get nuggets, ingots, and blocks instead of getting the 9x or the compressed version. So now once we link this up, which is bam, 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 we should see items flowing out, and it's going to start dumping everything into those compacting drawers, which is what I wanted to have happen. Cool. By the way, I also noticed that I didn't have any of these drawers, like these 5 drawers here, were not linked up to our system at all. And I can tell that by using our storage accessor and seeing how much of everything we have in our system. So I had like 30,000 dimensional shards in there. That tells me, hey, you don't have that going. Also, our slimy combs, I've been emptying our honeycomb thing over there a little bit, and we have 638 slimy combs. They just keep producing, and we're doing good, and we're just collecting honeycombs. So we got plenty of honeycombs now for processing. Anyway, all that being said, what do we need to work on today outside of our upgrades? Oh, an unobtainium furnace, instant smelt. A whole stack. So if I take this whole stack of cobblestone in there, bam, instant smelt, the whole stack. And there's our stone again. So we're good to go in that regard. Unobtainium furnace, instant smelt. And it's not difficult to make once you have the resources for it and everything. All it is blocks of unobtainium and then regular ingots. And then the vibranium one is the same thing. And the allthemodium one is the same thing. So we're good to go. I like it. It's working great. And we are doing great overall with all of this stuff. So what do we want to work on today? Well, I mean, we're doing good with our ore and everything, but we have a problem. Like, let's take a look here at our netherite chest. Look at this. We're backstuffed. We have almost 6,000 osmium, 6,000 or so lead, plus a whole bunch of just miscellaneous, 201,000 raw copper that needs processed. That's ridiculous, by the way. But we also have vibranium and unobtainium. It's all just stuck. We're kind of just waiting on everything. And so what I want to do is work on changing this system out. Now, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be faster, but it's going to be more ridiculous. And we like ridiculousness, don't we? We are going to work on occultism. We need to get ourselves upgraded in occultism and get ourselves a merid crusher. That is our goal. That is the highest tier crusher in occultism, and it will 6x any of our raw ores. So we give it a raw ore, 6x it, which is fantastic because we're 2xing it now. So it may not be faster, but it's going to be more ridiculous. Like I said, we're going to end up with tons of resources. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I've already laid out some of the infrastructure that we're going to need. I kind of worked in our occultism area a little bit. Basically, I laid some signs down so I knew which ritual is which. So he has Azivius' Spectral Compulsion, AVR's Circle, Strieger's Higher Binding is over here. We have Abra's Open Conjure, which is new to us. This is what we're going to start with. And then over here, we have, what is this one called? This is Fatma's Incentivized Attraction. So these are the two that we're going to need in order to get this process started. And you can check out the recipes for these in your book. This one requires wither skeleton skulls and regular skulls. And then this over here is wither skeleton and regular skeletons too. So I just ran around at night until I got what I needed. And then our wither skeleton skulls, they spawn in the other. So it's not difficult. It just requires you to kill quite a few because I don't have beheading on here. I just have looting. But with looting, you still have really good chances of getting a skull. So it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, Abra's Open Conjure, because in order for us to be able to do this, to summon our merid crusher, we need to do Fatma's Incentivized Attraction. In order to do so, we need this recipe here. Let's go to Fatma's. We need to make this ritual, right? And this requires red chalk. So we need to get red chalk going. How do we get red chalk? Well, we need to fight the afrit. We need to get afrit essence. How do we fight the afrits? Again, check out your book. If we search for afrit essence, it tells you that you can get it by doing Abra's Open Conjure and sacrificing a cow. So this recipe plus sacrificing a cow will summon an unbound afrit that you can kill and get yourself some essence. So that is what we are going to be doing today. And we'll see how far we end up getting. I did go ahead and prep in between episodes everything that we were going to need for the next few episodes, and maybe only this episode. We'll see where we end up. But what I have in my backpack is a couple things. So this is our recipe here for us to fight the afrit, right? So we have Summon Unbound Afrit. It is netherrack, quartz, flint and steel, and gunpowder. So we have that, and I'd like to do 3 of them, see where we end up with it. So we have that. I also have our merid setup here, which is this guy. The only thing that we're missing is easium. Easium is found in the nether using a divination rod and an infused pickaxe in order to craft it. Infused pickaxe is a Strieger's Higher Binding, just some silver, a spirit attuned pickaxe, and a maple stick, and this is just attuned gem. So it's all very simple stuff to make. I also went ahead and made some otherworld goggles so that we don't have to you can see the easium without having to eat the demon stream fruit. And then again, this is easy. Azivius is Spectral Compulsion, and then glass lenses is just a spirit attuned gem. So all easy peasy stuff to make. And then lastly, a empty soul gem is just a item. It's like a mob catcher, like our mob yoinker here that we have. I got that so we can get some cows because we have to sacrifice a cow. Anyway, all that being said, we need to get our afrit summoned and we need to go sacrifice some cows. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab our mob yoinker, and then I'm going to go ahead and pop into here and grab our soul gem. I may make extra soul gems too. They're very handy to have. And we need to go out and go find some cows. Issue with the cows is I slaughtered all the cows in this area recently in my attempts to get my everlasting beef. So we may be, a little light on our cowage in this area. Our dairy products might be a little bit, lacking. Look at the whole pot of turtles. So cute. So we may have to do a little bit of flying around. Yep, this is where there's a pillager village. I killed all the cows here. Just keeping an eye on my map there in the top right to see if I see cows on the map. I did not go this way to kill any cows. So we should, yeah, there we go. And then we can grab one in our soul gem. And I wish I had one more because I made 3, but whatever. It's okay. So let's go ahead and do our ritual here. So for Abra's open conjure, doesn't require much, but we need to go ahead and get our stuff laid out. So we're going to need our sacrificial bulls. We're going to need our cows because we have to sacrifice them. We're going to need a flint and steel, a nether quartz. We're going to need a gunpowder, and we're going to need some netherrack, right? Just one of each. And then we're going to need a binding book. And remember, for occultism, all you have to do is take your book, your afrit book, and these are very easy to make. It's just purple dye. It's the same thing. There's nothing special with the other books. Bind it with your Dictionary of Spirits, bam, and that will bind a spirit to this. So we have Valen, the afrit, has been bound to this book. So then all we got to do is go ahead and put our stuff in here, lay down our bowls, gunpowder, nether quartz, flint and steel, and netherrack. And then if I take my afrit book in here, it should accept this, but it's not going to do anything. It's going to sit here because, remember, we have that extra step that we need to do. We have to sacrifice a cow. So it's going to sit here until we actually go ahead and do so. You do have to have it within the general vicinity of this. I think it can be 8 blocks away from the golden sacrificial bowl. So just something to keep in mind. It needs to be close, but we just put our cow down and we put the cow. And what should happen, there we go, things are disappearing. And the afrit is going to spawn in. And he is going to spawn and need killed. And since we do 233 damage, it shouldn't be too hard, as you can see. Caveat with it is, it spawns in with blazes, so be careful if you are doing this, because you're going to have, wild blazes. It is a good place if you need blaze rods, if you have the ability to, do the thing. But you're going to get afrit essence out of it. I don't know if you get the exact same amount of afrit essence each time, and whether it's affected by looting. Can we find out? It is affected by looting, and you generally get 1. Okay, so it says you get 1, but you can get more with looting. I like that. And it does count as a boss, so you get the shaders from immersive engineering. But yeah, there we go. We have 8 afrit essence. I can go ahead and get 1 more because we have 1 extra cow. So let's just go ahead and fight it one more time. Normally, the fight is a little bit more challenging, I will say, but being the fact that we are immune and we have a sword that does 233 damage, it's really not that big of a deal for us. But just, future reference for yourself, the afrit fight can be a bit of a challenge early game. So just be wary if you are not as uber prepared, uber godlike as the Andrata is right now, because it can be a little bit harder than you may think. Okay, so Book of Binding Afrit. Let's go ahead and put down our cow, slaughter it, and we're good to go. We can throw our mob yoinker in there. And then I'm just going to start spam clipping right here, so that way it goes away immediately. What I don't want is the blazes to light everything on fire. That would be the part that is not cool. Any more? 1 more? Can you die, please? Thank you. Let's go ahead and put our fires out. Look, this house caught on fire. So one disadvantage of having literally everything made out of wood around you. I think that's the only fires. Are we good to go here fire-wise? I would hate to see our whole village burn down. And we have 12. So we only got 4 out of that one, which is a little unfortunate. Not the happiest about that. But 12 is more than enough for what we need going forward here. So we have 12 afrit essence. Great. Which means we can now work on summoning our Merid Crusher. However, we do need to get our block of easium first. And we need to get our red chalk. So afrit essence is this. Impure white chalk is this. Do I have the stuff to make the white chalk? I completely forgot about that. What about Otherworld wood? Refresh my memory. How do I get this? I don't remember. I'm supposed to throw a sapling. Is this a other occultism? Yeah, this is. Now, if I put my goggles on, can I chop this tree down with my goggles on? That's the question. Usually you have to be under the effect of Demon's Tree, right? But if I were to... I know this isn't an axe, but whatever. Yes, I get oak log. So I do need to be under the effects. The goggles allow you to see the occultism stuff, but you still need to eat the demon's dream fruit in order to actually gain and harvest the items. So let's go ahead and eat this. We should get third eye. Maybe. No, we just got hunger 12 or hunger 2. And then sometimes eating the demon's dream fruit does not work. I need more otherworld wood, please. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Now we can vein mine this, and we'll actually get the otherworld wood. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So then we can throw this into our spirit fire and get our ashes, and then I just need to get some andesite. That turns into other stone, and then we can take like 16 of those and throw that in there. Or do we smelt it now? I think it's smelting. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pop downstairs and throw this in our furnace. So bam, instant smelt. That's what we want. So then I can get my white chalk. Bam. I can throw that in there, and then I can use that to make the red chalk. And then remember, to convert the red chalk over, all we have to do is drop it into the spirit fire, and then we have red chalk. We need to get our evil craft going a little bit better too, so I can actually repair items, because my white chalk, if you take a look at my backpack, my white chalk is almost done. 35 durability. A lot of these recipes use white chalk for the processing and everything. So let's go ahead. We need to go into the nether. So let's grab my divination rod. We need to pop over into the nether proper. So let's go to our nether portal. And then go ahead on inside. And we need to find ourselves some easium. How do we do so? Well, it's actually fairly easy to do if we can get through this hole here. So what we need to do is attune ourselves to netherrack. How do we do so? Well, we just shift right click onto netherrack, and that will attune it to easium ore. And then if you hold down, it will highlight any that's in your area. Okay. So we have none in this general vicinity. Let's go ahead and get out of here and go over to somewhere where we might have a little bit more luck. Like an open area. Like so, maybe. There we go. And there we go. Bam. There's some easium ore. So you just hold down on this, and then as you get closer to it, as you can see, it stayed purple. All we have to do is go down yonder and find ourselves our easium ore. Now keep in mind, I just vein mined all that netherrack, and I broke the easium ore that it was pointing us towards, I believe. Oh no, it's right there. Okay, so that is easium ore, and you can tell it says netherrack occultism. If I were to put on my goggles, we should see easium ore. I don't know, again, whether I can actually harvest this unless I'm under the effect of the third eye. We can try it. You do need an infused pickaxe to do so. Let's see what happens. Oh, look, I got easium ore. Okay, so we can just vein mine it, or we don't have to have the third eye with this. We can just do it normal, as long as we use the proper pickaxe. Anyway, so that's the process of getting easium ore without automating. The only other way to automate this is to use occultism's dimensional mine shafts. There was a piece down here. And it's not like super rare or anything, but it's also not like super common either. So just, you know, be wary, I guess, of that. Hey, there it is. And then we'll grab our infused pickaxe, and we'll grab that. Please come to me. Now we can double this, yes. I need 9 total ingots, so I'd like to see, we can macerate this and 2x it, so we now have 4, and then once we're done, we're going to be able to 6x this. So I need to at least find 5 total in order to do this, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go hunting around for easium. Hopefully, we end up getting more lucky and we get some clusters of it. It can spawn in clusters, and then we'll come back when I have enough so that we can work on getting our Merid Crusher. Okay, so we'll be right back. And there we go. We have the 5 that we need. So we can go ahead and head on home. Take off our goggles because the pink tinge on everything is going to drive us nuts. We can go ahead and throw those into our bag. We just need to throw this into our macerator. Bypass everything that's in here. Easium ore, go ahead and go in. Which should then go ahead and instantly smelt it. And then we should have easium ingots. So much easier to get easium than it was in Enigmatica 6. And now we have a block of easium. Cool. So with that being done, we can now do the things. We can go ahead and throw our pickaxe in here. Sure, demon stream fruit can go away. We can go ahead and summon our Merid Crusher. So we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this, and we need this. So with all of this, we should be good to go. Let me go ahead and pop outside. Go through the door, please. Thank you. We just need to finish setting up our ritual, which should be fairly easy to do. I just need to get my book out, do the thing, get our red chalk, and draw. So let's grab this. We'll grab this. We're doing Fatmas this time. Bam. So then everything should be good to go into place. So let's turn off my jetpack, and we're just going to write out our red chalk. Okay, red chalk done. Easy as that. So all I got to do is grab my... Oh, wait, what are we missing? Oh, we're missing the bowl. Yeah. I just need to grab my sacrificial bowl. And luckily, all these recipes only require 4 items. I'm not complaining about that. So if we put the sacrificial bowl down, bam, completed the recipe. And we have that. We just need to bind our Merid book. Bam. And then we can go ahead and do the thing. So block of easium, we have block of diamond, block of emerald, and a gas tier, plus our Merid book. And it should start summoning our Merid ore crusher. Now, with that being said, you are going to want some sort of transport for the Merid, for your crusher. Soul Gem works, Mob Yoinker works, whatever you want to do, but you're going to need something to be able to get this guy moved to where you want him to be. But look, there he is, our friend, the Merid Crusher. Kind of looks a little scary, but he's not. He's really friendly ultimately, right? He's not going to hurt us all. So we have Krulorier. He is our now bound demon, the highest tier of demon. We are occultism gods, essentially. And he is very fast. And look, he has no decay. He will last literally forever. So we can go ahead and pick him up and move him. Now, one thing I want to point out with the Merid Crusher, his hitbox is much larger than you think. He is not a 1 block wide entity. He is like a 2, almost 3 blocks wide. So be careful when you put him wherever you're going to end up putting him. If you go ahead and make one, but just keep that in mind. And so what we can do is go ahead and pop downstairs, grab some of our ore, and let's see what happens, right? Let's see what we can do. So let's grab our unobtainium ore, because why not? And we're going to give it to him. All we got to do is drop it. He's going to pick it up. And look, 6. Bam. He's quick too. He's not slow at it at all. So that 20 is going to turn into 120 ingots. So 20 ore turns into 120 ingots. It is ridiculous. And he processes it about what? 1, 2, 3. About every 3 seconds he processes one, which is honestly... I mean, I guess it's slower than what we have here, but it's also 6x. So, like, yeah. We could probably even turn off our, what's it called, that we have at home, or the miner that we have in the mining dimension. We could probably turn that off. That would help with our back stuff. I mean, we have tons of resources. I don't know exactly what we're going to end up needing, but we have a ton of it. So anyway, with our occultism guy, Krulorier, we have a couple options for automating him. I'm probably going to use this similar setup to how we have here, where we have the drawer or the chest gets all of the items dumped into it, and then we're going to have a router that will move those items for us into where they need to go, into the macerator. Or in this case, it's going to go to Krulorier. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it go into a chest. and then that's going to have a chute from create that will drop it on top of Crewlorier. We're then going to have another modular router that's going to have a vacuum module that will pick up the dusts, and we're going to have another router that is going to pick up the if we end up dropping extra ingots or raw items onto him, it'll pick up those extras. That way it can just get looped back through the system, because he can only hold 64. It's going to drop onto him. So yeah. Anyway, so with that said, we'll be able to get that set up and then automate him. And then our one modular router that picks up the dust, we'll just send it to our furnace, and then that gets processed. Bada bing, bada boom, we're good to go. You can automate these with foliates from the same mod. I did have foliates set up here, transport foliates and everything, but they decay if I remember correctly, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So modular routers is going to be the way that we go. So next episode, we're going to come back and we are going to automate Crewlorier. For now, he's just going to chill. But like I said, if we place him over here, like if I try and place him in the corner, look, he takes damage. Oh no. See, he went into the wall and he takes damage because his hitbox is just weird. So just be careful when you're putting him down and you're placing him somewhere. He has a weird hitbox. It's just something to keep in mind. The only other thing from occultism that we may want to get is going to be the dimensional mine shaft that we had talked about, which mines random ores for us in the other dimension, and we can eternal stella that to make it unbreakable so it would last forever. It's really not that difficult. It's just an easium pickaxe and a block of easium. We'd have to go find some more easium, so we'll see if I want to end up actually going to the nether and doing that. But as it stands now, this is where we are. So I think that's going to be a good wrapping up point for today's episode. We got our Merid Crusher, so we're able to 6x our ores. Next episode, we'll come back, we'll set it up, get the 6xing going. And again, it's not much faster than what we have now, but again, it's more ridiculous. We could set up more than one Merid Crusher too. We could summon another one. It really wasn't that expensive to do. It's just the easium that's the hard part. We could set up 2, 3, 4 of these guys if we really wanted to. If it becomes an issue, I'm not concerned about it. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it. It really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.